Exactly. Like we've talked a lot about Monkey 4, what kind of cores you want to play. Death Prophet's like the best 3 with Monkey, but you're not getting Death Prophet and Monkey in your draft anymore. Like week 1 to 3 maybe, but nowadays you have to go for these other ranged cores with the Monkey.
With Boom getting back-to-back picks here, you don't actually get a chance to tell me what you'd like to see.
What a scary lineup.
Oh my god, they're
Oh
going.
lord.
So
It's a new look, but
yeah,
it's a good look.
they're fully utilizing the lack of damage
Yeah.
with this Medusa.
Feels so scary when you just look at these heroes and just how successful they've all individually been over the past.
I mean, it's Medusa Storm. If you got AM, like I don't.
And DP, she's got massive.
Yeah, it's a tough game for AM, but it's
Do you
what
think?
else? What else works here?
Do you think Mike's still supporting SMG even with the AM pick?
I'm not. I'll be real. I think this is a great anti-mage game.
Yeah.
I don't think it's rough at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think his lane's rough unless they move Mars to support and make DP the offlaner, and they just like really go to town. Because if this DP gets put on 5, then I don't think they're utilizing how strong of a laner she is.
Yeah.
We criticize another Div 1 team for doing this, picking Storm Medusa and not banning anti-mage.
Yes. Oh yeah, and
I can't
they
remember
lost
who
the
it was.
AM that game.
Yeah.
I remember that exact game.
If you give me a minute, I will tell
Yeah,
you
yeah.
which game.
I think when I say rough, I more just mean like AM is a hero that can have a rough lane and has to farm. It's very slow. You need to get from your Battle Fury. You don't flash farm like Medusa. Slow-ish, but you just have ways to power farm and hit your item timings reliably. Like there's no way to stop Medusa generally farming getting your item timings. AM can be shut down, even if there's nothing that like immediately threatens the AM.
Wonder if they would pull a Fnatic and just like pick up the Magnus, put it on
To
mid.
guarantee AM has a way to have a better game.
Yeah, if you can buy Diffusal this game on anti-mage, like this looks so free. They have not that much lockdown. He counters all their heroes. It's a really good game.
It was Enigma Galaxy C picked up the Storm Medusa, and Fnatic picked up the AM against them.
Is that the game they picked Magnus as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like that game.
Yeah, they had DP, Monkey King, Lion, Anti-Mage, and Magnus on the Fnatic lineup.
Yeah, because if we look at the Medusa to anti-mage matchup, we've been seeing all these Medusas getting like a 21-minute-ish butterfly, and that's how they play against anti-mage because he doesn't like to buy MKB. The item's not that great, and it's not his natural item progression. So that's so these Medusa players are able to like not care about anti-mage.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think the AM though it's gonna at least have targets with the Storm and Death Prophet though.
Yeah.
And it's still annoying for the Medusa, like not having having your mana get burned through, not being able to get Stone Gaze maybe. But we'll see. Boom's gonna be all about this mid game timing, like Mars gets Blink BKB, Medusa gets Manta Butterfly, and then if it does drag late, have your your Satanic, your other items, you go away. Don't go for your stat items, so
A lot comes down to this last pick for SMG, especially since we feel like Queen of Pain is going to be the offlaner. The mid is going to have a lot on their shoulders.
10 seconds.
Or unless they do want to go with an offlaner and put the Queen mid. There's quite a few in the pool. There's Sand Kings, Dragon Knights. If they want to try and just fight and make space, maybe they could go for something like that.
How comfortable do you feel putting the Queen up against Storm and then picking a offlaner? Like, what is that matchup like for Storm and Queen?
Oh, Queen does fine. Queen does well versus Storm. If you want to get a few points in Shadow Strike, you can actually bully the Storm a bit. It's at least slightly Quap favored typically, but Quap has kind of fallen off and just become a less popular mid.
Yeah.
So I don't. It definitely doesn't. There's nothing wrong with putting the Queen of Pain mid. It's more like if they feel like there's like what kind of offlanes you can play with the Monkey is maybe it's a pretty maybe small pool of heroes that can have a. There's nothing that's going to beat Medusa in lane, I feel, is the thing here. If anything, I actually don't like Quap versus Medusa. I think Quap, you're never going to be able to get close to Medusa's Shadow Strike. She's going to get like 2 or 3 right clicks off plus a Mystic Snake. So I think you do want to play Quap mid because that Medusa matchup is bad for Quap.
Down for that.
That's
I just don't know what
re-release.
offlane is going to do amazing, especially when you have a melee with you already on Monkey King.
Yeah, I don't know, just Sand King or something. Maybe just accept you can't win your lane and just
drag creeps and cut waves.
Yeah, just give something that makes your game overall better, like a playmaker, another stun. Like right now, this Storm, like yeah, you're playing AM, but where are the stuns? It's just Monkey. I think you do need to pick a stun. Like AM can kind of struggle to stay on top of targets until like you get Basher, Scotty, and stuff. If they're
Dragon Knight.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't mind it. It's I think DK with Monk. I think DK really needs those ranged 4s, but to me, Sand is the one that makes the most sense. But I don't love it. I'm trying to think what other stuns there are.
I'm kind of down for both, just for the game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a Moonless track. Okay, it is offlane quap.
All right, you guys said it was gonna be offlane quap. You guys saw that one when it was being picked.
And I doubted myself.
Nice doubt, bro.
Yeah, I should have
You
doubted.
spent
Never
that whole time
doubt
talking about
yourself.
Moon and his amazing Leshrac that he's
Yep.
destroyed so many C players with.
Well, Lyrical and Danog are gonna jump in here. Join us. Dano, I'm loving the background. Is that how you feel about this draft, or just about potentially this game?
Oh, it's just SMG's headquarters after that previous Yopaj game with the Ember Spirit. Like, it's just in flames, completely done. And I was like, well, just ban it. They didn't, and they go on a completely different route where it's honestly like 5 heroes that really excel in the later stages of the game. So see if SMG are going to let them get to that stage. It's so hard to go past Boom when they put together such a comprehensive team performance like they did game number 1.
Do you feel similar, Lyrical, or maybe even want to disagree with Danog there?
I would never. No, I don't know. I think this is kind of cool to get, the anti-mage busted out last. That's going to be an interesting one. And I feel like with like Raging Potato playing this Quap, there's a lot of potential for them to play like mega aggro. So I'm still a believer. I might be on some copium, but I'm a believer in SMG. There's a chance. MLP's not the only one.
I like it. We need someone definitely on the copium over here. For you, both of you, though?
SMG, I mean, Mike may have been a believer. When he sees his AM, he may have some doubts, but I like SMG.
Yeah.
I'm with Lyrical.
Wholeheartedly?
Raging Potatoes Quap has been amazing. It's one of his best heroes. AM against this draft. Yeah, let's go SMG. We're going game 3.
Well, whilst I think SMG's draft
here
is
we go.
better, you want me to just say that I think Boom would lose?
Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly what I was
I
expecting you to say.
refuse to do it. Let's
Okay.
go, Boom.
She's all in for Boom no matter what they draft. But game number 2 between these two teams. Let's jump into it, please, Danog and Lyrical.
Thank you so much, Nat. Man, Danog, I'm struggling to contain my excitement with the insanity that we saw last game. I feel like we're set up to have some more here in this game. How you feeling? I can tell it's a little bit of a panic situation over there for you.
A little bit of pain. It's getting a little bit hot. I might need to take a sip of my mate to make sure I'm well lubricated for this one. But
don't tempt me.
I know, right? But Boom, I think they've still got the stuff. They pick up this first pick, Death Prophet. It's so good. Like Parker was saying earlier on in the day, it's just one of these heroes that feels like a must ban because you can just throw it anywhere except the position 1 and it's gonna work. You've just got an insane amount of flexibility for it. Particularly if you've got that first pick and flexibility is at a bit of a premium. So the fact that Skem's playing it, it's really like the burst damage. It's there, I suppose, for SMG. I just want to see how SMG are going to look to play around these 4 heroes that are going to be looking to roam together, and particularly Ninja Boogie getting that Aghanim shard for himself, because Leshrac is by far the best hero to pair that together with since the change to the Io shard.
Oh, that's right. And for all you fine folks out there like me that sometimes the brain slips away with the patch notes that came in, the Io Aghanim shard giving him that spell amp. You're going to be able to do it to tethered targets. So should be a pretty interesting dynamic there if they can outlast. I mean, again, that kind of feels like it's been the motto of the fights that we've seen in this game is Medusa going to be able to outlast the Io Leshrac? And, how does DP fit in this scenario? They do have a couple big bursty things, though, on the SMG lineup. You've got the Mana Void and you got the Sonic Wave. I want to see how these things play out.
Yeah, for sure. To me, it feels like the anti-mage still can't get involved until like 25 minutes into this game. Just anti-mage things, basically.
Right.
Although, have a look at how they're setting up these lanes. Mid one, he's going down bottom to try and contest into this Medusa. I think it was a Div 2 game that we saw recent-ish, and the anti-mage just absolutely dumpstered the Medusa lane. So we'll see if it's the case again.
You know what they call this, don't you?
What's that?
The old switcheroo.
The old switcheroo.
It's not very original, but they do call it that sometimes. I don't know where I was going with that one, really. I don't know. Don't question it, Danog. We're trying something here. Yeah, but
Reggie Potatoes trying not to die on the top side. He nearly got pinned to the tree and killed.
Dude, that Shadow Strike, little extra bit of life regen coming in handy there for him. I wonder if they bring over +1 or if they're going to fully commit to this. This is interesting. So one-on-one, Quap facing off against FBZ Mars. That's going to be an interesting one to watch. How do you think that matchup goes? I mean, I guess we see it in mid every now and then, Mars versus Quap.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like it's going to be Mars with a pretty decent advantage, and now they get the last mover's advantage on SMG. You made the rotation down through Tim's, and it meant that it was a 3v3. Then they just make the rotation up here on Afu, and he's going to look to try and put some pressure onto FBZ so that Raging Potato isn't quite as bullied out of the lane.
Now, there's one problem with this, which means that now mid one
You're in a
Ninja Boogie are
tri-lane.
alone. And, they might have overthunk it right there. And, oh, God, Ninja Boogie got to run away. He is level 2, has a blink, backs away. And now you have an off-lane anti-mage not hitting creeps.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, SMG believers. This is looking a little rough, especially if it stays this way for too long. The thing is, they are lacking a little bit of control, right? Like, IO does very little in these tri-lane scenarios. Funky King, honestly, pretty similar. Anti-Mage, very similar. So,
Oh my
you know,
God.
something like the Medusa, great amount of impact, right? You're always going to get multiple bounces from the Mystic Snake. Once Skem hits level 3, of course, him as well, he's going to have those multiple Spirit Ciphers. Tim's, Bramble Maze, great at just being able to control up the entire lane. So, for me, if I'm Boom, I'm loving this.
Yeah, this is really good, and I think they're loving it so much. That's probably part of the reason they tipped Afu, was, you know, the way that the lanes are now set up. The anti-mage has not really hit that many creeps. In the mid lane also, holy moly, I guess that's some Yopaj farming up the small camp as well, but a very nice start. He's only actually about, 100 gold ahead of Moon, so it's not as much of a lead as it looks like originally.
Constantly standing up on his hind legs, trying to bait out Yopaj to come forward for the last hits, but Moon's doing a pretty decent job himself, right? Like, it costs a lot more mana to be able to farm the creep. Oh, Yopaj, this is a great rotation.
Yeah, and they bring 3 mid. All right, you're going to tri-lane RM? We'll tri-lane Yopaj.
Don't think they have a sentry ward just yet. Actually, they do, but they're not going to block up the camp quite yet. I mean, I feel like it's very important against a Storm Spirit. Kunkka, Ember, Void Spirit, they're probably the big ones. Lena as well, that you need to try and take away that small camp farming potential. Right.
Well,
Just using the scan to make sure that they weren't sticking around as Yopaj makes the TP back into the lane.
Yeah, and he actually misses out there. That's going to be a full almost wave of creeps tonight, and then also a range creep in his face. Has a nice spear there from FBZ, will force him back, but very early rotations all around. Again, the main person that's hurting from this is mid one. I mean, he's got 6 last hits in his Junkly now, but does have his Ring of Health. I don't know if this is good. Actually, I do. It's not very good, but maybe other things are better.
Yeah. I mean, he's trying to make the best of a bad situation. And, you know, kudos to him. He actually got the Spirit Siphon reflect off there, and he's going to give a bit of a high five over to Skem, letting him know about it.
I mean, you got to take the
all
wins
Skem
where
really
you
needs
can.
to do is stand around, right? Like, all you need to do is, like, leech some of this farm, prevent him from just getting this free experience, and it's creating a ton of space for the Medusa. We saw it earlier today with a crazy Medusa game at UDV versus Army Geniuses series, and, well, Huntsley is being set up for another one of them.
Yeah, it's very strange. And I mean, I guess that, again, like, if there's one hero that, you know, isn't going to be as important no matter what happens in the mid game, it's going to be Anti-Mage. Like, he definitely wasn't going to show up to fights before, and he's certainly not now. But maybe with, like, this early good start that you're kind of getting for Raging Potato and for the Lesh, you can translate that into, like, some space for the AM, but I don't know. It's so hard to imagine this working out well for them now.
Oh, of course. I mean, the way they wanted to do it was, you know, have a good start and then make space for the AM, but it just hasn't worked out that way. Raging Potato, he's already level 5, though, so he's going to get a ton of impact out of that Sonic Wave, and he just really wants to...
They caught him mid. Afu. He's dead. So a nice catch there. They just caught the Monkey King jumping on trees.
Very nicely done. He's going into a lot of this teamfight survivability on Raging Potato. He wants to have this constant map presence out there, so he's got the Urn, he's got the Null Talisman for a lot of that passive regen. He's even going into the Raindrops and the Clarity. No boots needed for Raging Potato. He just wants to use his Blink for a lot of these movements, or have other people come to his lane, get kills that way, get a few of those early Urn charges, and then look to transition somewhere else on the map.
And it's becoming pretty tough for FBZ to approach with these 3 points in dagger from Raging Potato. It's not easy to stay in lane against the Quap once she gets a couple of those levels. So very cool dynamic that SMG have worked out here. We'll see if they can continue that. But of course, the other big thing to watch for is if there are any rotations. Right now, Tim's coming up and also having Afu in the area, but they scout him on the trees with the courier, and yeah, they back out as Yopaj kills off Ninja Boogie in the woods. Nice rotation and the V-Ward. And Spear now on Afu. Sonic Wave blinks forward, dead. Got him.
To do. He's still got the Shadow Realm, so probably doesn't want to use the Urn of Shadows yet. That was without his Raindrops as well, so he's still going to be able to regen up and just stay in this lane, be a bully out. The downside of going this build on an off-lane Queen of Pain is that your farming potential is gone. You need to be farming heroes with this abilities, like Shadow Strike level 3, just the 1 point in Scream of Pain, so there's no way that you're looking to transition and like farm jungle, shove out lanes.
Oh, and I think that that's definitely going to be the big calling card is can Raging Potato connect in on these kills, make some of these plays happen. And, you know, he's been given a good amount of space early on. And definitely last game on the Necrophos made a lot happen. We see in the jungle now Moon immediately going in to clear out these stacks that were made earlier as well. So he's the other big playmaker, starting to put points now into that Diabolic Edict.
Really nice play by Afu as well. Like the lane was pushed forward a little bit. They've got the Observer Ward placed down next to the tower, so they see that FBZ had TP'd back into this lane, and he's just not going to get any sort of meaningful farming experience in this lane. He tried to get the Warpine Raiders pulled into the lane to try and push it back in his favor, but Afu was right there to stun up the creeps and make sure that that didn't happen. So just making Raging Potato have the easiest lane of all time. It's level 7 now.
Yeah, and FBZ, it's going to be a while before he can really get into one of those items that lets him play right. Afu found in the jungle now as well, and Yopaj will clean up there. A nice juicy stack here available, which he's going to try and clear through with this DD. 3 Null Talismans ready to go. And SMG, while that is being taken, are going to try and push out mid again. But very hard to run into that jungle with the ward that they knew was up.
Absolutely. And, you know, any kind of farm that you can take away from a Leshrac who wants to be this absolute beast that you're playing around, man, has to be a little bit careful. There's a lot of creeps hitting him. Jaboogie there tanking up a lot of the aggression.
The Ancients, they fight back very hard. Can they do this? Oh my god. That is very close to death. Moon knows what's up, though. Oh my god, dude, don't die to the Ancients. Holy moly, had to fairy fire. Oh, those creeps hit very hard. Jeez.
Moon. Oh my god, he's so close.
All right. Never in doubt. Never in doubt.
Easy money.
Yeah. And in the meantime, Arena used, and Mars died, so big stuff. Tim's. Another one. They dodged that dagger, but still the stun is out, and Tim's will just force back Afu after losing his Mars in lane.
I'm sure a lot of the discussions are going to be around FBZ saying, guys, where can I farm? You know, like, I need something. I need to be able to be that mid-team fight presence, and just look at what happens. As soon as he TP's mid, Raging Potato's like, oh, you want to farm? Nope.
Yeah, comes in. Can't do it. Forces him back. And yeah, it's a bit of an annoying one, I'm sure, for FBZ, but trust in his teammates, and they managed to find a kill up top. Will glyph the wave now with the catapult going, and obviously SMG, they've already taken the bottom tier 1 tower. Vanguard is completed on AM, trying to get into Treads next. So he is recovering. He's recovering pretty well.
Slowly but surely, that's for sure. You know, he certainly had a rough time in the early game, but they do have a lot of magic damage, though, and a decent amount of stuns to be able to lock him down. Skem's got the 1 point of the silence. 3 seconds is still plenty.
FBZ. Ooh, slowed. Underneath the tower, Arena down, but FBZ, he's going to die, and they cancel that TP. with Afu Arena down. Ninja Boogie does end up going down to Jackie, though. So a good TP rotation from Jackie will keep their tower alive.
You're typically okay with that. Like, yes, it's a core for a support, but as long as the Moon...
Yopaj jumps. Try and chase. Afu can't get there.
It does mean that, like, any time that Moon is sitting kind of low, I mean, it's not going to be as big of a deal, right? Because you've got Io just looking to respawn. He'll go and most likely refill the bottle, give him a lot of that fountain regen as well. Oh, okay, he got the bottle in time. But you got to make sure that this Leshrac isn't able to make plays, because he really is the only one that can do it, right? Io can't do anything on his own. Anti-Mage certainly can't. I was saying before, Queen of Pain is very single target focused right now. He's got a couple more levels in the Screen of Pain now, but it still does feel like he's not capable of doing anything on his own. So you need to play around for the tempo, this Leshrac.
Yeah, and also the other thing is if you're in on Quap, you're all the way in. There's no out with no points, only the one in Blink. But they find Ninja Boogie now and also catch the fear onto Moon. That is a nice one. Can they do anything else?
Into the
Doesn't really look like it. In fact, Yopaj, he's out of mana. Jump forward, look for more. They're saving the Boundless Strike. He's caught. Follow-up stun. Do they have it? They might not even need it, but they're moving in with the Death Prophet. Scam trying to keep him alive. A little bit extra. The silence. It's enough. That keeps him alive there. Scam shows up. Doesn't quite have 6, but Afu in some trouble. Staying alive a little bit longer. And Tim's eventually goes down. Now the relocate coming out too. And Ninja Boogie hoping to help his friend Scam and will be able to do just that. So double kill for Moon. They didn't get the big prize in Yopaj, but still a lot accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, again, gets the regen. Moon blessed by Gaben this time around, and they're able to potentially transition this into a mid tower. They had to use the glyph for that offensive glyph to take that top tower previously, so Moon should be able to very comfortably take this one away. And that's kind of a big deal, right? You always want to open up these avenues to be able to gank the Medusa where exactly she wants to be farming, and that's the triangle at this stage.
This is going significantly better than I anticipated for SMG. 7-6, you know, this AM, granted, it is a delayed Battle Fury, but he's getting towards it. Only needs 2 more components once he disassembles the Vanguard, and hasn't died yet, you know? It could be worse. Team is making space for him.
Could be worse. For sure, yeah, absolutely. I'm still a little bit worried about the durability of some of these, particularly the Io. It feels like they're so reliant on Ninja Boogie to get a lot of the real impact out of Moon. I think they get a decent spear on here. They get a perfect spear.
That was exactly what they needed. Still do good damage. Just Sonic Wave, though. Almost enough. The Io trying to heal it back up, but it's not going to be there.
The fear.
And now the fear catches them all. Dark Willow Mars. It's still a pretty good combo, and Afu is going to go down. Why did I have to cast a curse him? I do this every time.
They were really patient there with being able to drop the Arena of Blood, right? Waiting until the very last second, until the Quap commits. Once Quap commits, like you said, once she's in, and you need to try and take that team fight, but just they've got insane team fight control. They've got great survivability on these supports as well, so they weren't even able to clean up the Dark Willow or the Death Prop.
Right, and I mean, that's the big problem is, you know, not killing those supports means no more Spirit Vessel charges too. The next kill is going to be that much more difficult to get, and this entire time Jackie is farming. Granted, AM is as well, but you know, Jackie's a little bit ahead, and he keeps on getting disarmed by these annoying creeps. Frustrating stuff for SMG, I am sure.
I am happy they changed the Kobold though to get a disarm as a support. Previously, if you single pull the wave, it's like they could barely kill one creep. So at least the disarm can kind of help that a little bit.
Yeah, that part is nice.
And DPC.
What can they do? He is dropping down low, but gets caught by the stun. They have Blink in from mid one. Wants to run him down here a little bit. Does have the Mana Void, but gonna save it. Moon secures that kill. Still very close, but Boom with the slight lead.
I still do have to kind of put into question the mechanism build for the Io, because it's not like you're going to get... I guess it's good for the Quap as well, right? Because like I said, if you're in, you're in. Same sort of thing there with Afu, who dropped the Wukong's command and just wanted to fight around this smallish area as hello.
That's not good. Yeah, that,
See you later, mid one.
Silence from DP is pretty strong.
Yeah. But what I was saying was the mechanism, at least it enables the Quap and the Monkey King a little bit more, but I still feel like they're not the ones that you really need to be playing around. It is the Leshrac that is doing everything in this early game. So hopefully for their sake, it doesn't come back to bite them. Again, major tiebreakers on the line for SMG. It does feel like if you're going to wait for this mechanism, it's another 900 gold away and then another 1,400 before you nest.
Done out, but that's the reveal of the BKB from Yopaj, and now they catch Moon on top of him with that Dark Willow, and will it be enough damage to kill? Yes, they will get 1 and 2. So both the supports go down, and a refill there of the Spirit Vessel charges. Do they go for more? SMG thinking about it, but Moon is just going to be the one that's in front.
Yeah, they're going to at least shove the waves out, right? Any time that you can force Boom to defend instead of trying to go on to anti-mage, for example, it's a big win. I suppose the plus side is that Jackie his choice of when to join team fights is really good. You know, he's always seems to be in the right place at the right time. He knows what spells have been used. He knows what he can actually look to contest against. And yeah, just continuing to cement himself towards the top of the net worth boards, but the assistance of an IO, I'd be a little bit worried if Moon wasn't there as well, and he is. He's sitting right at the top.
Yeah. Knows that they need to be there at a moment's notice in case things go a little bit scary. But yeah, 17 minutes in now, and again, this Lesh Moon, he has been the salvation that SMG's been looking for, but likewise, for this death, or for the Death Prophet and the Deuce, actually. I mean, the big thing is this Deuce's timing. The Butterfly coming out in a little bit here. Next item. Do you like this choice? I mean, again, oh, wait a minute. FBZ. Stun is there. Looking for the terrorized runaway, but actually the Brambles end up getting FBZ killed. You don't see that every day.
Unfortunate.
Apu?
Almost got a little bit of aggression here onto Yopaj.
Yeah, Apu died, and now Scam is going to get ran down, and they're looking for more. Oh, they want to find him. They know. Yopaj, he doesn't have anywhere left to go. They already used the Mana Void, though, but they're still chasing inside the base. Raging Potato is there with the Sonic Wave, but the BKB reacted.
Oh,
and
no,
now
not the
he's
tier
caught.
3.
Came right back up. Moon, he goes down. Oh, that is not the way they were hoping that would go. Raging Potato thinking about it and just drops it. Secures the kill.
I know you're aggressive, SMG, but tier 3 tower. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Not like this. Anything but this. Boom. Kill him at tier 3. Godlike Yopaj.
It's about measured aggression, and that is insane aggression that they had. You know, I know it's important to try and kill Yopaj. He's died the one time, so it's not like he would have got this massive... Actually, they probably would have, right? He was the first blood. Yeah. So maybe it was kind of worth it, but it cost them a lot in the end.
I mean, that's the thing, right? It's a big risk. It's a big reward, and that time, Boom, we're just a little bit more on the ball. So again, it does feel like we're transitioning to this other stage of mid one starting to become a hero with this overcharge. But likewise, we talked about this. The Butterfly's coming out soon for Dusa.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I suppose you just want to stop the anti-mage from hitting you and burning all of your mana, but it's not like they're lacking in damage, just training you in that way, right? Just through the Leshrac. So interested to see what they're able to do. They've got the BKB now on Moon, which would have made that entirely different if they were able to just pop the BKB while diving onto the Storm Spirit. But do around Yopaj again. They found Apu.
Yeah, quick kill there. Do they pop Ghosts now? Oh, wait. Found Moon. He's still hanging onto that BKB and just going to pop it.
You just Roche. You Roche. I feel like you're definitely in a position to be able to do it.
I don't know if they saw him pop BKB. That's the only thing. They might not have caught vision of him. Yeah, because I think you're right. Like, if they saw that BKB, they'd probably go right in. So,
get caught out with the spear coming through. Had the damage to be able to kill FBZ, so I'm not sure what he's sticking around for.
Yeah, he just wanted to scare him. Don't know if it worked. You dream. So 2,000 gold lead, and still Jackie getting his AFK farm on and going for a BKB next after Butterfly. That is cool. That's very neat.
Yeah, why not? Like, all you need to do is like, all right, well, I can't get hit physically. I can't get hit with magic. Not much else is going to be looking to hit me. pretty much just going to be that Diabolic Edict doing the damage onto the Medusa. Already got plenty of teamfight control with the rest of your heroes.
Spots Jackie. Goes invis and going to back away. They do bring in one, but actually going to cancel that TP in from the Quap. So Raging Potato does not have an ability to show up to this fight easily. Is there any Sentry Ward down? Doesn't look like it. Just going right in at the start. And pops the Exorcism, now in some trouble. BKB turnaround, but still taking a lot of damage here. And he's just turns to stone. Oh, that's not the way that's supposed to go. And now Yopaj in with the BKB. It terrorizes it out. Is it going to be enough? They try and relocate the AM away, but it's not going to happen. Oh, and now Raging Potato shows up a bit late. Boom, they're turning it on. The jet engines of a lineup are going to start ripping them to shreds.
And they're so close to doing things really well on SMG, but just overstepping that slight amount. Like, there's no reason to face into the Medusa at that stage. There's no reason to dive a tier 3 tower in 18 minutes without a BKB. You're going to be taking a lot of damage, my friend, and Jackie, he's just continuing to dominate. He's built himself up a decent lead in the net worth, but it's the levels that I'm mostly concerned about. Level 19, he's going to have that extra Stone Gaze duration pretty shortly, which is really important against a Leshrac, right? You can have the BKB all you want, but if you've got an 8-second Stone Gaze, like, what use are you actually getting out of popping BKB and running at the deuce?
No, it's true. Ooh, good Yules. Raging Potato could chase this if they want. Again, no Stone Gaze for 40, but it's a little bit tough. It's hard to go in like this. So it looks like they won't be doing anything. Worth noting, too, that paired together with that Stone Gaze talent is going to be a Yopaj Aghanim Scepter, which is just about completed.
Oh, and he gets an Arcane Rune as well. Come on, Gaben. Don't have to do it SMG like that. He'll have his level 18 as well once he finishes up. So, maybe not if Tim's is leeching experience, but he is pretty fight ready, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. Smoke bought, and we might see them go for it soon. An SMG, maybe not. I mean, I guess again, like you kind of feel like in a way they have to contest that Roche, but it's not easy, and they just need to buy more time for this mid 1 anti-mage to come online. They might be waiting a bit though, if we're honest.
Yeah, he's been doing a decent job at catching up, and he's turned up at a couple of good team fights, but he just doesn't put the same level of pressure on a map as someone like, even a Terrorblade, just able to push out those lanes super passively, and you need to show yourself in lane. That's the biggest concern for mine. So you've always got an understanding of
the boundless strike afterwards, but Moon trying to avoid getting turned to stone. Skem hiding in the river and gets Vision dead. Raging Potato lift up. They don't have the ulti from Jackie, but SMG, they're going to call it off with just the 2 kills. Not bad ones,
pretty
though,
big
taking
deal
on the supports.
Yeah, I mean, they nearly got 2 full levels on Moon from a lot of that, so he's nearly level 18, capable of putting on a ton of pressure, and honestly, this is the time where you might actually want to commit onto this bottom tower. Not with Widmon on his own, though.
Lift up, mid 1, very low and is going to die, but afterwards, can they turn it around anymore? Moon, healed up, Mechanism is there, taking a ton of damage, and the fear comes out, and that will be enough. Oh, they were close, but where was the rest of the team? Raging Potato, we'd already used Sonic Wave, and it didn't happen.
I think he whiffed everyone with the Sonic Wave. He used it, like, in the trees as people were potentially TPing in, and I think the move was correct, but you just needed to wait for your Io and Leshrac to be there.
Well, that is sometimes what happens. And again, this when you're playing against Boom, you have to be perfect. And there's just been a couple of slip-ups here and there. The most notable one diving behind the tier 3 towers. Yopaj heads into the pit. They are not actually in a position where they're seeing... Oh, now they see him. Okay, Afu's got to jump away. Get out of there, buddy. They're going to come for you. Do they want to fight this, though? Can they get here in time?
I don't think they can.
Afu smoked. Oh, Afu. He's done it before. Can he do it again? Wants to jump in. Oh, tries to steal it, but it ain't going to happen. Yeah, this...
I'm a tree, guys.
This ain't 2017 anymore, my man. They'll take him down. Oh, no.
I'm surprised he went for that play after they just made it really obvious that they had this high ground vision.
Yeah. He was smoked. He wanted to be really. I mean, that's one of those plays that you can maybe like win your team the game buying a little bit of extra time. But you don't sound suspect. Oh no, not again.
A little bit suspect.
Mid one. Oh, Mantis, but dies to the walls. And when it rains, it pours. And they
You know what the greatest part about this as well is for the Yopaj? Obviously, AoE Vortex great with the with all their other heroes, right? Mystic Snakes, everything hitting. You're gonna have the Terrorize. Mid lane. Bot might be caught out as well, actually.
Well, silence afterwards and dies. Ward's placed down mid, catching. We're not able to keep her alive.
The only thing that I only just realized is that against an anti-mage, you can counterspell all you want, but it's an AoE ability now, kind of like the Light Strike array, right? So he's just going to be able to get that Vortex off against anti-mage every single time.
God, that's super annoying. Yeah, I don't know how you deal with that. I mean, it was already tough enough. Yeah. Aeon disc, maybe. You know you're losing. All right. I mean, he's got one component, right?
He's got one component. Good look to finish it up. Must be really tanky by a heart.
I mean, it just all feels bad.
It does all feel bad. Leshrac going for the Nihilism. About one component away from that. And another key hero that's about to hit a pretty big timing. Ninja Boogie might finally get the Aghanim Shard that I felt like he needed quite some time ago. And, well, he'll need to heal soon.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that was very close, but much needed. And now, as the fight happened bottom, maybe this is an opportunity then for the go here. They know that there's no Storm and no Mars. And yeah, actually, they're going right away. But terrorized afterwards, the fear. Oh, they caught Afu. So 2 supports dead at the start of the fight, and now they gotta run away. So Exorcism used, BKB popped from Jackie, and with that, I think that mid one should get out? Question mark, maybe? Ghosts are on him. Oh my goodness. Blink down to the south. Follow the ghosts. Now he's away. They should be able to escape with that.
All right. Well, they're able to defend their tier at their high ground, so that's something, at least, in mid one. Doing the right thing, putting lane pressure on. This is one of my pubs. My anti-mage would go straight back to the jungle and not influence the map at all. But no, he's doing the right thing, right? Preventing the push from continuously happening. Unfortunately for SMG, they've still got that wave there right in front of their tower.
Lithew's
gonna have a huge impact, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, look at the pings though. They ping out immediately, and Afu's like, you got to push out this mid lane, otherwise they're just going to use that to push into your base.
Right, now they have one more lane. I wonder if Raging Potato just like Sonic Waves this one or something. He's thinking about it. Blinks back. Creep Wave still alive. Moon there. Going to clear that one out. And oh no, they got him again. Mid one in the mid wave. Gonna get found and killed. I mean, somebody's got to do it, but it hurts when it happens.
All right, man. Aghanim Shard available on Ninja Boogie. And it still feels like perhaps a bridge too far to be able to try and come back from this. I know it's an anti-mage against a Storm Spirit and a Medusa, so in theory, it could be good, but it's just... Medusa is so huge, man. She's still got about a minute left on that Aegis. Far away from the rest of the team. Raj, of course, can join at any time. A little bit further behind.
Thinking about going for this Terrorize. Afu's there. Getting set up. Tim's off the side. Silence. Raging Potato. Spirit Vessel. Moon wants to slow this down if possible. It's a 10k gold lead. He might need a shard also. Start laying down those split earths potentially, but at least for now, with no AM for 10, Jackie knows that he is home free. Aegis in hand for 30 more seconds. Has picked up the Silver Edge on top of everything else, and well, can just keep plunking away there at those towers. Split Earth again, walks in a bit, but that is going to be the end of the push.
Hard, right? Like, they can maybe kill him once, but they can't go through the second life, and even by the time that was going to be back up and available, it's got 5 seconds left on it. FBZ just had Arena of Blood come off, so he's going to have a huge impact in a lot of these next engagements, and it's pretty clear that they know the way that mid one is going to play, right? We've seen frequent TPs back from Yopaj. See him farming up on the top side. This time around, he's helped by the rest of his team. But even FBZ having the boots of travel means that he can go for those frequent ganks onto the AM.
That's a weird one. Dire scan, but Afu was in the area basically where the scan would have hit. Yopaj invis.
No, Yopaj is there.
Oh, good boundless strike connects onto 2, but Yopaj able to connect on them afterwards. Nihilism, a lot of damage there on the scan. They blow him up. Sonic Wave, he's gone. Okay, high priority target down. Mid 1 waiting to the outside, looking for a big jump in. Do they have enough though? It's not going to happen. Yopaj is too strong. The BKB and the pulling on all of them, and now left alone. Mid 1, they find the tree to pluck him to, and the buyback comes again. Raging Potato and Ninja Boogie trying to help salvage something here in this very frustrating game. BKB out immediately, and now they catch on a mid 1. Ninja Boogie, he's gonna die back. And they do have buyback on mid 1, but committing it at this point just feels like a fool's errand. All in, onto the tier 4 towers. And I think with that, Boom are going to claim this one here unless a miracle happens. 38 seconds for no Lesh. Can they stop this? Smoke up Raging Potato. They don't have Sonic Wave. Blink in. FBZ. He's on the ball. He knew it was coming. They find Raging Potato. AM buys back in. Yopaj. He has to play safe. Jumps. Tries to burn a bunch of mana. But look at him. Jackie does so much damage. And GG is finally going to get called. Boom. Remain undefeated except for internet in tremendous fashion here in SCA DPC.
The biggest issue within Southeast Asia is the only one that can beat Boom. And yeah, really convincing fashion, like you said. What a performance. I mean, the itemization was on point. Their understanding of exactly how SMG were wanting to play on point. And just a lot of the rotations as well. The support's very hard to kill. Their teamfight cohesion. For mine, the biggest purchase that game was that early Aghanim Scepter on Yopaj. It just did so much work against the anti-mage. You're always going to get both the Leshrac and the IO in it as well when you dive in super deep. And he finishes the game. 41 kills for Boom, 37 of them on Yopaj. He went 20 and 17 after giving up that first blood.
I thought you said
what a game.
I thought you said Yopaj had 47 kills. I was a little confused there. I mean, dang near it felt like. But yeah, I what an impressive showing from them. Boom put together just an immaculate draft. I will say, gotta give shout outs to SMG. They performed and I think put on a really good performance in that game 1. Game 2 kind of fell away from them a little bit, but I think a lot to be proud of and to build on for next tour potentially. I mean, I guess that's sort of a question for you. You've been watching obviously a ton of DPC like we all have. Like where do you see first of all like Boom in the grand scheme of Southeast Asia Dota, obviously beaten everybody that they've had to face, and then also SMG?
In terms of like the history of Dota or right now?
No, just right now. No, we don't go back that far.
Number 1, easy. Number 1.
Okay.
Boom. I think they're a top 4 team globally. So I think they're a very good representative. They're going to be going in one of those first 2 positions to the major. They're now tied with Fnatic on game score. So it's Fnatic are probably the one that I'm a little bit more impressed by. So really good that they were able to bring that all together. They seem a lot more composed. SMG, unfortunately for them, they won't force the tiebreaker, but they are still going to be around for the next season of the DPC. And I've loved casting with you today, Lyrical. It's been quite some time since we have the first BTS Pro Series. 2 years ago it's been since our last cast. So as always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure as well. Well, yeah, and with that, we're going to end off the normal games of Dota for Southeast Asian DPC. Boom, going to take it 2-0 over SMG. And for now, we're going to go a quick break and then send it back one last time to the panel just after this break.
An absolutely dominant performance from Boom, taking this series 2-0. They looked so clean. And this question is literally only for you guys, because you were the one that had faith in the AM. Why didn't it work? Why didn't SMG win, huh? Why didn't the AM win them the game?
Because AM is trash.
Yeah, perfect answer.
You know, last time I saw an AM versus the Storm and Medusa, you know, I was like, oh, that's the one time it's going to work. But this AM just meant their early game was so weak. Like they set up the Lesh to have, I think, a successful game, giving Lesh, you know, good mid matchup and a lot of support. But they did this weird thing with the lanes where they initially started with 3 heroes bottom, tried to get a first blood on the AM, didn't succeed, and then AM was like jungling I don't know what
Yeah.
the hell was going on there.
Like,
It was like level 1, level 2 AM just jungling. And I also just don't understand the reasoning behind. I think Quap has a bad matchup in the offlane versus Medusa, but same time, so does AM. So you got to give your AM the good lane. Like Quap didn't thrive just because she was played in the safe lane.
bro, I literally went to the toilet, came back, and like there's an anti-mage level 2 like hitting a small camp and getting like disarmed by the creeps. I'm like,
what did I miss?
Parker, what happened?
Yeah, that's it. That's what you missed. Before I talk a little bit more about Boom, though, I do want to ask on the side of SMG, we saw that Monkey King 2, quite a favorable hero points, but I felt really bad for Arfu. Off the back of what was a good game 1 for him to this, it was kind of tragic, I want to say.
Really feel like Monkey suffers when you don't have high mobility cores, and I mean ones that can actually fight, because your small camp jungling level 1 anti-mage is not going to be chasing down heroes with your vision. Leshrac also really struggles to connect, like unless you're doing a relocate, but that's kind of like, that's way too slow for a Monkey stun. And then you're kind of only relying on Queen of Pain at that point. He also just had a weird game in general, I'll be honest with you. It was stuff like ganking mid, he was jumping on the trees, the cart was aggroing to him, and he still stays on the tree and then just gets pulled down by Yopaj and dies. I'm like, what?
They were trying to force that so hard.
They really wanted that
I
kill.
think the logic there was Lesh had hit 6 before Storm, so you had like this tiny window, like 1 or 2 creeps, and Storm's going to get the XP for level 6, so you want to get that kill because Pulse Nova is like this big power spike, but but he just, he forced it too hard. Like, Yopaj was playing defensive and aware of it, and, you know, Yopaj, MVP!
I was going to say, you guys are already talking about him. Let's just keep saying everything right that Yopaj did this game. Hype him up. More than you already do, Sheep.
Oh yeah, he played Storm, he killed people, he murdered!
Not just a one-trick pony, he plays more than Ember.
He plays Storm Spirit too! He plays 2 spirits! When is his breakout Void Spirit of this season? You know, like his...
That's boring, he'll do Earth Spirit.
Okay, yeah, my bad.
That's Spirit mid, can't wait to see it, Yopaj. Bring it out in the major, thanks.
Yeah, gods, I don't know, just everything just seems to be so easy for them. Jackie also went like the butterfly build. He had it so early. I was like, oh yeah, the 21-minute butterfly timing. I check his items at 22 minutes and he has like nearly a full, was it a BKB? Nearly a full BKB made as well. This dude was power farming, and like obviously in part because Yopaj was making so much space for him. Obviously, like
also he laned against 0 heroes.
That too. He did do that too. I don't know why that happened.
Apart from Yopaj though, was there anything that stood out for you guys that Boom did just phenomenally for this game number 2?
They hunted anti-mage.
Yes, I was going to say FBZ's the Mars and Storm, those two were every time, like their way back in the game for SMG was just like, you know, they split push, catching waves. AM died 7 times. That's like not like a super easy task. Mid one, he's a good player. Mechanically, he knows what he's doing. He knows that he has to make some really risky plays, farm in dangerous parts of the map to try and claw their way back in. And it felt like he got punished instantly. Like, it's very easy to look at the game and be like, yeah, mid one played a bad AM. He kept getting picked off, but he has to take those risks. And every single time he did, boom, they punished. And FBZ's Mars, Yopaj's Storm, those were the 2 doing it.
I was going to say, FBZ was like so on point. It was stuff like they would be doing things in the top side of the map, and FBZ would just TP to the bot tier 2 towers, set up, get ready, a hero shows, he's already ready. Like his team starts to TP in, and he is there with the spear catch. And I think Yopaj getting like Ags on Storm as well, amazing for that as well, because it meant obviously the shield,
counter spell,
it does not like affect on the Ags. So together they were just constantly catching them. And like SMG were trying to like counterplay into that. They set up these 2 really nice lane wards, one mid, one top lane, to try and like see where Boom was playing so that anti-mage could like farm, you know, and not just die. And it didn't end up mattering. Like they were just playing so well. They were just fast, good. Amazing.
Do you think there was ever a glimmer of hope then for SMG in this game too? Ever? At any point?
I'd like to.
Any second?
I don't think it was like a mega outdraft necessarily. Like if their AM has a good laning stage and, you know, doesn't have to farm as fast as Medusa, but like gets a lane, like gets you know, a 13-minute Battle Fury instead of like a 17-minute Battle Fury.
So sad.
It was a bit
I
rough.
think then you're looking at they can play Dota. Part of it is just the way they set up the lanes in AM, just not really being able to play that in that off lane.
Do you think it was maybe a little bit of a mistake allowing that DP to go through as well on the side of SMG?
Possibly.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Not like the hugest impact for me.
No,
I just think it was like obviously it was a
True.
deny pick, because I was saying like I don't really want to see FBZ on this hero. I want to see him on his playmaking,
Mm.
and I'm glad that they decided to put it on Skem. I think that was obviously a good choice. So denying it, putting it on 5, Skem, great player, doing his thing. Just I'm just they're such good players.
For SMG, you guys, they're not in the running to go to the major anymore. Obviously, losing the series against Boom, they don't get to go in the mix for tiebreakers. So, what do you want to see them sort of work on over the period between this tour and next tour?
First off, you gotta kick someone.
Oh my god. Okay, well,
Pizza
I'm not gonna let you answer
party.
that one. Instead, we're just gonna jump into our winners interview.
I'm kidding, don't do that.
No, we should kick sheep. No, I'm joking. We are jumping into our
Alright, see ya.
winners interview, which is gonna be joined by Mushi. Bye. They'll come back with the interview. Mushi, thank you so much for joining us.
Hello.
Congratulations on the win. I've got to ask the big question: how are you guys preparing for this series?
As usual, we prepare like 1 day before our game. We prepare to the draft. We prepare what we play against it, and try to think about the opponent as well. Yeah.
Did anything take you by surprise in SMG's draft?
Not really. I think they just play roughly the same thing. But I got surprised by my teammate.
What surprised you by your teammate?
I think we just fit a couple of times for the both game. That's really surprised me.
You mentioned a bit your preparation for SMG. I'm curious. You worked with them in the past. Do you feel like there was some sort of knowledge you have of them that helped with your preparation?
Not really. I think it's just like I think it's been too long, right, since I left SMG. But I think they play a lot of games on the DPC, so do we. And I think we just watch more replays and just read them well.
You guys, not in this series, but in others, you guys have dropped like a game to like 4 other teams. What did you guys do like after losing those games? Like, what was your involvement in kind of like helping them come back from those losses?
All right. After first game, I always say the same thing. Every after first game, we say, "Oh, guys, it's time to play aggressive." Yeah, and it's also that most of the time that our first game is also trying a lot of stuff like to give them their comfort hero, some stuff like that. So we are always drop game 1.
We hear from the players a few times, but I want to know from you specifically, what do you think is Boom's biggest advantage or strength in the DPC?
I think not much advantage. I think we are the same as the other team. I think we just prepare well than the other team.
I am curious about your role. We see posting videos where the team's working out. There's a bit people joke that you're often like this strict coach and captain. What's the truth? What kind what do you like with the team? Do you have to crack the whip every now and then, or are you more gentle with them?
I think we are kind of relaxing in the team. Like we have a lot of private time for them. We don't have a rules that like must play 10 games a day. We just like practice as usual, 2PO2 or 3PO2. After that, it's kind of chilling day. Then whoever want to exercise can enjoy something like that.
Okay, so it's all optional and just team building for fun.
Yeah.
Nice.
Last question before I do let you go. What are you guys looking to be doing between now and the major? Anything planned?
Focus on visa first.
Awesome.
The next challenge.
Yeah, the next challenge.
Well, Mushi, thank you so much again for joining us. It was an absolute pleasure, and congratulations again on the win.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks,
See
Mushi.
ya.
Bye.
It was so nice getting Mushi there. I feel like we got a lot of insight just to how like Boom operate, especially the question. I liked it, how they are resetting between games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very curious about that.
He's like, we're just trying stuff. Now we actually play some aggressive
I
Dota.
mean, that does make sense because, like, remember on the pre-pan I was saying, like, I always felt like their drafts were, like, kind of weird on their losses. You know, that makes complete perfect
you
sense
thought
now. Yeah, they're just...
Drafting has been like a weak. If they have a weakness, being their drafting, and it's. I think it's a good mentality to have where they feel like in the long run, like even if they drop the series along the way, like they're going to improve more as a team by every now and then not treating every game like it's like, oh, must-win TI game. Like they want to see if they can beat the top meta stuff, give away.
People say too that like scrims and stage games are always going to feel different. So it is nice to see a team willing to sort of apply something that might have worked in scrim or maybe doesn't work in scrim to a staged game and see if it works that way. But Boom do end up taking the series at 2-1 off of SMG, which means all of our Division 1 games have been played. We can have a look at the standings here. And the only things set in stone are Fnatic and Boom definitely going in the major. Woo. And Neon and Execration definitely going down to Division 2.
Aww.
Very, very sad, but it does mean that we are going to be having some tiebreaker games coming up on Saturday. It's going to be that T1 up against Polaris. One of these two teams is going to be going to the major. They're going to be taking that third and final spot for it. And then we're also going to be having a tiebreaker between Boom and Fnatic to know who really is the top dog of Southeast Asia.
Is so exciting. These are like such high quality games. I don't think you can ask for any more as a fan.
And it's like one of them's for a major slot. Honestly, that first one is seriously, it's the more hype one in so many ways because getting to the major just gives you potential to get TI points to do so much.
Insane storyline too. Polaris, they were Division 2 last tour. Now they're Division 1 and potentially taking a major spot off of T1. Someone people are always going to put in the top 3 when you think about SEA. So it's crazy, the teams that we have playing up on Saturday. But do you guys want to do any bold predictions right now for the Saturday games?
Fine.
Yep. Go.
Boom 2-0 Fnatic.
Yep.
T1 2-0 Polaris.
Damn, that's not very hype.
It's not hype, but it's bold. You want it
that
bold.
Is
no,
that is kind of
if
bold.
I was being I'd be like, oh, it's bold. Both series go to 3 games. It's so close.
That's a fencer.
Yeah. Polaris is like, they started so strong. Like they took down T1. That was the big story with, I think, their season, like going back to like week 1 or maybe week 2.
And it's a rematch for that.
But it was Medusa, and I don't think they're getting Medusa. That's the big thing is, can they win without Medusa? They've done okay on some other stuff, but Medusa's their bread and butter, and maybe they get one game. They're not getting it the whole series.
I just feel like the improvement from T1 from start of tour to finish of tour is insane. And I think Polaris, like, they really had that hurdle when the Medusa started getting banned and they had to like find new things, and they haven't looked as strong as T1. So I feel like this run back's going to be...
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good, yeah.
But there is time between now and when we see those tiebreaker games happen. They are going to be on Saturday, but for now, that's going to be it. That's all for your Thursday Dota, and we'll see you guys then.